How's it going? James, OnlineCarShow.net. Well, in this video, we've got a much needed mod for the Corvette ZR1. We've got Vette-Lights fog lights. They're Morimoto XB LED fog lights. So without hesitation, let's go ahead and get this video started. Well, I've needed fog lights on the Corvette ZR1 for a while now, since I bought the car actually. The previous owner had put on some real cheap window tint or whatever on the front. I'm not sure where he got that, but the sun or weather and just age has baked the coating or the tint, and it's got it all, it's chipping off. It just looks horrible on the car. Honestly, it's an eyesore. And it may not be to those who see my car, probably never even notice it, but when you're a car owner and you've got that one little imperfection, it just drives you crazy and looks like a huge dent in the car basically. But it's kind of what's going on, I think. But anyways, it'll get rid of my little blemish on the car, and it should really improve, not just driving but safety and everything. So it'll be a good mod to add to the car. But before we get on any further with the video about the fog lights, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe below. It helps support my channel and helps my videos to grow. Thank you. Anyways, these fog lights, just to go over a little bit of stuff it says on the box here. It says they're a direct fit, they're DOT ECE compliant, so they're legal to have on the car. IP67. Okay, it looks like a weather resistant standard. 5500K is the luminescent value of them. It's a pure white color. Korea Optics makes the projector lenses on them. So really cool. It uses an LED and then kind of a magnifying lens on it to magnify that LED output. And I know a guy that has these on their car. Actually, he's sponsored by them, C6 Base. So they look really good on his car, and I've heard nothing but really good reviews about them. So I can't wait to get these on the car and see how they actually look and perform. So the first step, I guess, is just going to be going over the tools needed for the job. Then we're going to go over the install, and then I'm going to give you all a little review of the functionality, maybe driving at night, and a little car montage of how they look on the car. So we'll go ahead and jump into the tools needed for the job. All right, well, I'll go over real quickly the tools I used for the job. One being a light, just to see in the confined dark spot in there in the bumper. Needle or pair of wire snips to cut the wire ties in there that are on the stock connectors. 10mm wrench. You're gonna need a Torx driver, flathead screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, and a 7mm socket. So now that we know the tools that are needed for the job, let's go ahead and jump into the install itself. Before we get to the unbox, one real quick thing. I ordered this stuff Thursday night. They did priority mail 2-day. It's Saturday and it's already here. It's like the fastest I've ever received a car part. It's a really good job on the shipping, Vette-Lights. Really nice little box here. It's got their logo on the side. And we're greeted with a packing slip, ooh cool, and a sticker, and a card with their Instagram and Facebook. Really nice. Great little touch there, guys. 2 more business cards to pass on. That's how you do marketing. Very good. So, XB LED fog lights, housings, Morimoto times Vette-Lights. Really cool. All right, let's get it open up. Really nice package, that's for sure. 2 housings, it looks like. Some connectors. Some screws. Ooh, and a keychain with the bottle opener. Guessing these are the actual fog lights themselves. They packed them good, that's for sure. Wow, look at that. really nice. And I guess that will screw into this somehow. Yeah, it's got like 3 little prongs on the back. Really cool. That's gonna look great in the car. So let's go ahead and get to the install. You're gonna get the fog light assembly like this, and then the mounting bracket like this. It's got 3 little bolt holes on the back of the mounting bracket. As you can see here with one I've got fully built, you're just gonna simply screw in the provided screws, 3 of them. It'll fit perfectly if you've got it on the right side. If it doesn't fit, just swap it over to the other bracket and it will. Just be really careful because this is all plastic, so you could break it. Just get it, you know, just snug tight. That's it. So once you get them all screwed in with your Phillips head screwdriver, just kind of pull the wires out, but leave the covers on them and so forth, because you are going to need to check the polarity. It says here in the instructions at the bottom, make sure you check the LEDs are polarized, insert the terminals in the factory connector to determine polarity. So before we're going to be able to, you know, fully wire these in to the provided connectors, we want to check and make sure which side, you know, which side is which is positive and negative. So to determine polarity, we're basically going to take the covers off these and try plugging them in one way, turn on the fog lights, see if they work. If it does, then we'll come back and, you know, wire them correctly with the provided weather connector. Alright, well, we need to remove this cover in order to access the fog lights. You'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts going up along here. Torx head screws. I'm not sure, they look pretty small. And then you're going to see 3 little clips going across here. You'll pull the center out and then pull the clip out to remove those. And then in the bottom, we're going to have at least 1, 2, 3... at least 3 there. Well, I got out all the other screws and clips here. Alright, well, I didn't have to remove anything with the air dam. There was just 3 screws, one being right here after the air dam's first screw. One had, you know, 1/3 of the way down, and then a 10mm bolt right here. The others were 7mm. There's a 10mm bolt right there you need to remove, and then it should just come loose. And that'll give us access to the fog lights right here. Wow, it's a pretty big housing compared to the other. And it looks like we've got more 7mm bolts on the bottom. 3 it looks like to remove. I don't see any on the top. And then we've got a connector here. Looks like it comes off this clip here. Yours are tied like that, just very carefully. Come in here, cut the wire ties off. All right, now we'll remove those 3 bolts and take out the stock unit. Little tiny screws, be careful. Stock unit, just like that. Before I mount it, just wanted to give y'all a little difference here. Look at the size difference, and this thing is so much lighter. It's half the weight, if not more. Big difference in size and weight. It's amazing how different they are. You can see how crappy the tint job was he did on this, whoever owned it before. It's nasty. So, let's get this mounted and see what it looks like. I'm not totally for sure on this, but it does look like you could almost get away with using the screws they provided. They're a little bit wider though, so I'm just going to go with the stock screws. I hope they hold up. So we're going to take the part that says top left hand. I'm on the driver's side, so left hand, and mark it on the top. And if you look, there's little pins here. Those need to go up, and it looks like, and then it slides forward. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. I think I'm in the hole. I hope that's going to hold up there. So then we'll just get our screw at 7mm, little guys, and do not over tighten these. Just barely snug them or you will cross the threads. I mean, just snug them, that's all they need. So there's the after, and it looks simply amazing. Look at that. Totally different look. So now that we've got it mounted, of course, we need to figure out the polarity. So you're going to take your stock connector right here, and these wires, go ahead and take the covers off them. And we're just going to try one way. We'll have to go start the car carefully, getting in the car since it's lifted up. Start it up, turn on the fog light, see if they work. If it doesn't, reverse it, and you'll know. Don't need to shove them all the way in, just enough to keep a connection while you start the car. Well, because that didn't work, that tells you that it needs to be wired the exact opposite way, and we should be good. Just a test before we put on the permanent connection. I am going to go ahead and flip it around, just to verify. That definitely works. So now all we need to do is make the connection permanent. You can see it's got two little holes in the top, and the big end, of course, is going to go into the stock connection. So we don't want to get these flipped around now. We've got it all mounted, everything works great. Did a final test before I buttoned it up, so I'm gonna get it cleaned up in here, button it all up, and then do the exact same to the other side, and you should be good to go. Well, there's the install. They look freaking incredible in the car before we go any further. I cannot believe how much they improved just the front look of the car, added a little more complexity to the design and stuff. I think it's incredible the way they look. Well, next we're going to go over the functionality, and I'm just going to simply put the GoPro mounted on my hat or whatnot and drive down the road, and y'all can see turning on and off at night. Let's go ahead and test them out. All right, so this is with them off. This is with them on. You can see it light up in front of me a lot clearer. So again, here's off, here's on. Well, these freaking work awesome. I don't really drive the vehicle a whole lot at night, but it does go to car meets and stuff like that at night. It, you know, improves the look of the car. They're LEDs, so they're not going to take a lot of power off your battery and stuff to power them compared to the stock ones. I also noticed two other big bonuses of these lights. One is they're lighter weight. I think there's about a 1 up to like 1.2 maybe pound weight savings. I mean, it's not huge, but it's right off the front of the car. Also, their form factors, their size is a lot smaller. So you've got more room in your bumper. If you're like me and planning to put in, you know, expansion tanks and cavitation tanks, all that inside your bumper, there's more room for air and so forth in there, which might even help cooling, who knows. But so nothing but positives about these. They're fairly decent priced, I would say. They fall in under the $300 range. So let's go ahead and get on to the way they look. Here's just a real quick car montage I did for you guys just to show them off. Well, as you can see, they look incredible. Honestly, it kind of changes the whole front, the way the front looks to me. I don't know why, because they're so small and so forth, but it adds just a little more to the design, I think, and a little more complexity to it, which looks so much better. They do kind of have an exotic look to them or whatnot, so I love them on the car. You know, 2 thumbs up to Vette-Lights. This is definitely a highly recommended mod from me. Thank y'all so much. I hope this helps you guys out and hope everybody has a great week.